Oh, how's it going, everybody? Nice to see you again. Another wonderful day back out in East Lansing. Gonna ride the bike around. Where are we going? I don't know. We're just gonna find out. We're just gonna have some fun because we got the backpack on, but no computer. So it's time to have some fun. Let's go. All right. So down the stairs first things first. We're gonna try hopping off of here. This might go fine. I'm guessing they don't like this. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Nothing fancy. Those weren't like special jumps or anything. That's just doing stuff for shits and giggles, just for the camera. Anyways, man, how are all of you doing? I still haven't uploaded any of the videos that I've recorded over the last 2 months doing this. So, you know, that's fine, right? It better be, because I mean, nothing else I can really do about it, right? Anyways, the reason for that though is that I do want backlogged content, because for the month of September, it's going to be iffy, you know, getting married soon. Going to be real busy. Don't know how much time I'm actually going to have to record. And on top of that, I'm going to be like out of commission for 2 weeks, where there is no recording that's going to be happening at all. So I need to you know, have enough. Essentially I need 4 videos for that, which I will have can't get up there, not in any decent way, so we won't go. Anyways, so I need at least 4 videos for those 2 weeks, because, well, I want to make sure they're all edited up, ready to go. And I don't want to, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to plan out. I don't want to have like all the videos be 2 months later, right? Because when it's nice out and you're recording again, I don't want 2 months of snow videos still, right? Or around the holidays, I don't want it to be like, happy Halloween, everybody. And it's like, well, it's Christmas. So I'm trying to figure out the balance there. I need to do more, and I need to decide what to do with this, you know? So with the whole marketing consulting business, I had a fundamental flaw in my business model that I don't fully know how to reconcile. So right now everything's kind of on hold, and I think I mentioned that in a previous video. Nothing's really changed on that front. It's all still on hold for right now, and I plan on keeping it that way. I don't plan on restarting it in that manner. And the problem that I'm having is you know, I set everything up the way it was just to save people money and not have to charge so much, so more small businesses could afford it. However, that meant that they had to commit more time on their end and more work to getting things done, and they would have to take on some more of the work. Essentially, they'd be able to pay for the strategy, some implementation, but they would have to do a lot of implementation on their end. Let's see, can we go? Yes, we can. You know, so they would have to do implementation work on their end, but you know, it'd save them money. Well, the problem I kept running into is that people didn't have time to do any of this work. So, you know, it was causing issues that things weren't happening. Stuff wasn't getting done as fast as it should, or done at all. And that caused an issue, because then I kind of felt bad on one hand of not, you know, people weren't seeing the return on their money that they should have been seeing. However, at the same time, it was very frustrating because some clients would blame me for that, when it's like, I've done everything on my end. I've told you what your end of the bargain is that you need to hold up, and you're not doing it. It's not my fault. Objectively, it's your fault. Not always the greatest conversation to have with clients. Some of them understood and agreed. Other client relationships ended. And look, that's just what it is. I don't have any hard feelings about that. It's just, it's what it is, you know. I don't think any of those folks are bad people or anything like that. It's just, here was an issue that we had, and that was going to be irreconcilable. If, you know, if they thought it was my fault and I was saying, no, it's your fault because of this, and we couldn't reach an agreement, it was best for both parties to split and just go separate ways. So that's what we did. But beyond that, not a whole lot else to do, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Beyond that, let's see. Oh, okay, so I know where I was going with this. So the issue then is that, so they didn't have time. Well, if you don't have, you know, you ever hear the phrase that you can have things done well, done fast, and done cheap? You can have two of those three things, but you can never have all three. If you want it fast and cheap, it's not going to be very good. If you want it cheap and good, it's not going to be fast. It's going to take a while. If you want it good and fast, it's definitely not going to be cheap. And if whatever, you know, like you see where I'm going with this. I don't know if I'm repeating myself right now though, but you see where I'm going with that. That was an issue I was running into with clients, is that, you know, they wanted something very good, and I wanted to provide something very good, but they also wanted it quickly. They wanted to see their ROI. They wanted all this stuff. They wanted it cheap, but they didn't have time, right? So it's like, okay, so you don't have time, you don't have money, but you want something really good. Well, I don't know how to, I don't know how to navigate that. Nobody does, right? Like it's gonna be borderline impossible to make that work. So then I thought, well, maybe I can transfer this over to, you know, being a, like providing marketing, like create courses and sell those courses to small business owners, like target small business owners. Hey, here's how to do stuff in a timely manner, right? So like, okay, yeah, so you don't have to pay me a whole year to do this. You'd only have to pay what you would maybe pay me 1 or 2 months to do this. You spend, you know, a couple weeks really diving in and learning how to do this and these tips and tricks to make this much faster for yourself. You know, maybe that's a good option. But then again, at the same time, I'm at the same point of, well, but people don't have time. So then what do you do, right? Like if time's an issue, that they don't have time to implement this stuff for themselves, well, what makes me think that they're gonna have time to do the work? I don't know. Daughter drop off. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. All right. Anyways, so you see the conundrum here, right? What can I do to help these small businesses out that works for everybody, right? And I know some people have said, well, just do everything cheap and just do a lot more. Sure, but these are the same people who are like, it's crazy that we work all these hours and do all this shit every day. You know, it's like, if it was that price, I'd have to work 80, 90, 100 hours a week to do something that, well, I could just go get a normal job, work only like 20 hours a week like everybody else. I know we all work 40 hours, but most people actually don't. I'm sorry, that's what the studies show. Everyone says like, I work like 60 hours a week. Nah, probably don't. Some people do, but most people don't. So anyways, you see where the issue is here. I don't know what to do about it, because it's like, well, I want to make money and I need to make money. If I am providing people this service, but it's like, well, I can easily go off and make, you know, $120,000 to $200,000 easy working in this line of work. You know, why wouldn't I just do that and have a much less stressful time? You know, not have to do everything on my own, have a whole team with me, work for a company that has millions of dollars. You know, you blow something once, it's not that big of a deal. But if I, you know, working for small businesses, every dollar counts a lot. You know, there is no room for error. you have to be right. Kind of. I mean, it's not perfectly cut and dry like that, but you better be much more, you better be right 2/3 of the time or you're going bankrupt pretty quick, right? So that's the struggle, right? So yeah, that's what you're paying for. The guarantee, the assurance, all of that stuff. So these are the conundrums I'm facing here. Do I sell the courses? You know, and here's the thing, no one ever has the money to do things, nobody has the money or the time to do things right the first time and be proactive about it. Most small business owners, right? That's what they'll tell you. Like, I don't have the time and money to do that. However, magically, we all find the time and the money, and it always costs way more money. It takes way more time to fix the mistakes that we have caused, or issues that have arose because we didn't spend the time and the money to do things right the first time. That's just kind of a hard truth that people don't want to hear, like to hear, but no, it's true. This sucks, I know, but you know, like, that's a very nice house. Wow, it's a gorgeous backyard. You know, so that's the issue that people face. You know, so do I need to change my messaging? So the business model clearly needs to change, right? Like, that clearly needs to change, most likely. However, does that mean I need to change my messaging to show people, like, hey, look, this is what you could be losing? Do I need to frame it in that way of like, if you're not going to take the time and energy to do this with me, then you need to spend this money. Otherwise, here's all this that you're going to lose out on. Maybe frame it as a loss. That usually does better than framing it as a gain in terms of marketing. So we'll see. I really don't know what I'm going to be doing about all of this. I still need to navigate that and figure it out. You know, anyways, with that being said, I found right now to be like the best time to really like refigure out what exactly it is that I want to do with the business. Now, right now is like that key time to figure this out, because, well, you know, I pulled back on one thing, decided, okay, we're not going to approach it in that manner. Which way to go? Right? Let's go right. Yeah, we'll go right. You know, so I pulled back on that in one manner. Well, now it's opened up doors to figure out what I want to do elsewise. How's it going? So anyways, I'm really trying to figure out how I want to frame my business, restructure everything, and decide what the best path forward is. And honestly, restructure. Oh, hey, puppy dog. That startled me. That startled me. Anyway, so with me trying to figure out all this shit, you know, what to do, how to do it, what's the smart way to do stuff, what's the dumb way to do stuff, I don't know. Whoa! I almost fell off the bike. That was very poorly timed on my end, and I completely missed that. But I landed. Shocking. I mean, I'm curious to see how that looks on video, because that was probably hear my heart thumping right now. Anyways, with all of that being said, though, you know, now is a excellent time to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. And is also the time to restructure my entire life, really, because, you know, I've been interested in this there we go, idea of minimalism, right? And it's generally referred to in terms of like owning less and everything, and that makes sense. But the essence of it is, you know, removing the clutter to focus on things that really matter, or the things that really add value. So I'm kind of taking that idea and applying it to my life and business, but like, you know, what can I do to remove all the fluff from everything and focus on the things that really actually matter a lot. And in business, what I mean by that is, what can I do to, you know, like, what are all the things that, like the Pareto principle, 20% of your work, 20% of the things that you do yield 80% of the results, right? And the Pareto principle applies to everything, like 20 on average, like almost everywhere, right? Almost everybody, 20% of their contacts take up 80% of the communication on the phone, right? I don't know, 20% of, again, your time at work is stuff that's actually, you know, yielding the most results at work. All right, we're gonna hop over here. Okay. So with all of that information, you know, I'm really trying to think, okay, what can I do, you know, what are the things that provide 80% of the value, right? What can I do that will remove 80% of my work and still get 80% of the results? Because if I can do that for each business and each area of life, right, that is not, and I mean, that doesn't mean like, you know, but like, think about it, like, okay, so, you know, some relationships, some friendships or whatever, you know, like, they require a lot of time, but you're not really getting anything out of it. And you'd really much rather spend time with these other people who you derive a great deal of meaning in your interactions with. Well, how can I shift that to focus more on those relationships? And the same, you know, again, in businesses and in work, well, if I can shift that, then all of a sudden, you know, I can maximize 3 or 4 different ones. And then, sure, I might be only making 80% or whatever of what I could be at if I focused, you know, more, like a whole 100% on it. But if I can do that with 3 or 4, well, then all of a sudden my math, you know, like let's say you can make 200K a year from each one, right? Well, you could make 250 if you put in 100% of your effort on this, or I could take another of that 20, right? Put it into another business, and then there's another 200. You know, you see, you do that again and again, all of a sudden, instead of 250, you're at 800. You know, now, which one makes more sense now, right? And that doesn't mean that you're not providing value to people or that you're not trying your best, right? I mean, with helping a small business, obviously, I'm going to be doing what I can to make sure that I am absolutely maximizing their money and the funds that they have, right? Absolutely. However, what are some other things that I'm spending my time on that are really not yielding any results or doing much beneficial, you know, that if I cut that out and I put it into another area, well, then I can help more people, right? Maybe that means, okay, so, you know, part of this, like all the things that are providing the most value monetarily, emotionally, spiritually, all of that for me, for clients, whatever it may be, marketing wise, okay, well, I'm going to focus on that. Okay, well, then maybe it's personal development coaching over here, and that's something else that you have, you know, your energy going to, and that's, instead of putting that other 80% of stuff that's only providing 20% of your results, well, now I can take some of that energy and go over here and help even more people out, and then again take some of that and then help more people out in another area. So as I'm restructuring that, I'm also taking something from the Financial Samurai, where he has a philosophy that's very similar to the Pareto principle. And he says, you know, is not entirely, but in a lot of ways taken from the Pareto principle, that 70-30. If you have a 70% confidence, you know, and you work at it, you got to build this up. It's not just like shooting into the wind and taking a random guess. But if you can, you know, if you got 70% confidence that something will be this outcome that you are predicting, and you have good reason to think that, take the risk, do it. You might be wrong, but you're still right 2/3 of the time. And that's how you'll succeed over and over again. You got to try. But if you can take calculated risks and you fail a third of the time, yeah, you have to be humble about it. But 2/3 of the time, over 2/3 of the time, you're right, and you made the right decision. That's how you're gonna become wealthy, right? Like you're gonna excel in life in a lot of different areas if you are correct. Same with dating, right? You can apply that to anything in life. You know, taking an exam. I mean, we're on a college campus right now, right? Taking an exam. 70% confidence that you are, like you're like, I don't know the answer to this exam question, but hey, I can get to within 70% confidence of one of these. Hey, you're gonna end up with 2/3 of them right. You know, that's still passing. It's not your best grade that you'll want, but hey, still passing. I don't necessarily recommend doing that. This is not financial advice or business advice, health advice, anything like that. School advice. Proceed at your own risk. Do your own thing. These are just musings that I'm having right now. Oh, hey, we made a full circle, by the way. All right, I don't see anybody, so we can keep going. Yeah, I really do think that, nope. Yeah, we made a full circle. Anyway, so I'm trying to take that as well of, you know, what are these options that I have, that 70% confidence that this is going to work out, that this is going to end in a result that is a net plus, and you know, go for it, run for it, you know. But that also puts the bike channel at risk, right? I mean, on one hand, I thoroughly enjoy the work and time and everything. I mean, you shouldn't just bail out all the things you like just for the sake of whatever, right? Financial gain or anything like that. You know, if it's bringing you joy, then that's something to do. You know, I'm thoroughly enjoying the bike content. I don't fully love editing it, I'm not gonna lie. I love talking and riding the bike and uploading and hearing from people what they think and all that. I really enjoy that. So then the question is, well, do I do what I'm doing here, really work on talking the entire time so that my editing time is very, 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 very minimal? And then, you know, I have much less work on the back end to do with all of that stuff, and then I'm able to still put out, what, 2 videos a week, but I'm not having to spend 2-3 hours editing, 4 hours editing, right, a week. That is hindering my ability to put, you know, that's again, that 80% of the work that's only yielding 20% of the results. How can I save that time and put it into something else where I can put in that 20% of the work and get 80% of the results somewhere else? So I'm really trying to figure out how to do that. I don't want to give up the bike video, but I also don't want that to be taking up all of my time either. And that's kind of where I got burnt out, is that it was taking up a lot of my time. And I was really, really struggling. Anyways, what are your thoughts on that? I am actually curious. And what areas, and also I guess what areas in your life do you notice the Pareto principle? I mean, think about it. Like once you start to see it, you don't unsee it anywhere, you know? And is that a good way to live your life? Maybe not. You know, maybe that extra 20% of that effort, or maybe that extra 80% of the effort for that extra 20% is right. And maybe for some things it is, right? I mean, maybe for engineering, you know, that's like, hey, this is very minute. That extra 20% is very important. Rocket science, yeah, probably, you know, probably. But not for everything. It's kind of impossible for it to be for everything. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. But hey, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. It's part of life. But if I can be 70% certain that I am correct, then maybe that's some pretty good odds to be pursuing into life, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. I am actually curious. And I'll just say that. I am actually curious. Anyways, folks, that's all that I got this time. So let me know what your thoughts are. Am I going to put out only 20% of the videos? Because that gets 80% of the results? Maybe. Or maybe I just cut out 80% of the work and still keep up the video content. I don't know. We will find out. This is just going to be a half-hour video, I guess. Anyways, I'll see all of you next time. But until next time, have a great day.